TV's very own Mr. Magic, Jonathan Ross.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Penn and Teller Fool Us, where magicians must fool the greatest trick masters of the age. And I can promise you, absolutely no camera tricks are used on this show. It's like a nudist beach. Good, bad or ugly, we're going to let you see it all. The challenge facing our acts tonight is huge. They must perform in front of the true greats of their craft. And they are, of course, Penn and Teller! Let's get right to it. Go take your seats. Let's go, let's go. I'm keen to see some magic. Let's get amongst it. Let's meet tonight's first wannabe fooler.
Sean Farquhar.
I'm Sean Farquhar. I come from a little place called Maple Ridge, British Columbia, Canada. Population about the same as Heathrow Airport. I've been doing magic all my life. My mom says when I was born, the doctor slapped me and I said, pick a card. My father was a magician, my grandfather, my great-grandfather. I'm like the fourth generation without a real job. In 2009, I went into Beijing, China, the World Olympics of Magic. And in front of 3,200 of my peers, I won the World Championship for card magic. It's an amazing title and gives me an opportunity to see the world. Showtime. Time to have some fun.
Can you please welcome the reigning world champion of card magic, Mr. Sean Farquhar.
Thank you so much for that warm welcome. It's a real pleasure to come across the pond to share with you one of my magic tricks. I'm going to do a card trick, but it's a special one, and it's going to use a brand new deck of cards. Penn, would you mind helping me?
I'll try.
Ladies and gentlemen, Penn Gillette, please come and join me. Thank you, sir. I would have picked Teller, but I think the conversation might have been very one-sided. I have a brand new deck of cards, hermetically sealed. Inside of this deck of cards is the little paper seal. It says United States Playing Card Company.
Sure does.
It confirms that it's a brand new deck of cards.
And not Canadian.
That's true. Look, not much is. Look, I'm going to pop it open. Inside a brand new deck of cards, never touched by human hands. Would you cup your hands together like that for me? I'm going to drop the cards on your hand. Now, I know you know cards, but they don't. I just want to point out that if you look at the brand new deck, there are two premium cards here.
Right.
These, they're advertised things. The other end of the deck has two jokers. One is like the traditional one, and the other is like a guaranteed joker. We're not going to use those, but we're going to keep the one joker in.
Okay.
Can you kind of fan them out so the audience can see what new deck order looks like? You can see it runs ace through king. See the two kings in the middle, folks? These are what we call the kissing kings. I call them the broke-back kings. So, do me a favor and shuffle up the cards. When you feel they're completely shuffled, let me know.
I believe Percy Diaconis said you have to do 12 shuffles.
Absolutely.
But I'll just do 4 or 5. I believe that's okay. We'll give them a cut, and we'll let you see the bottom.
Would you do me a favor? Touch a card on the back. Just kind of plunk your finger. Take a look at it. It's all right if I see it. I've seen this trick before.
Okay.
What card did you get? It's one of my favorites.
I got the 7 of diamonds.
Seriously?
Yes,
You could not have picked a more perfect card. Write your name right on the face of the card.
I will.
Perfect. Once the card's been signed, we'll recap.
Okay.
That's the pen.
Oh,
Yeah, it's the joke. If I do it, just explaining to everybody else. Would you hold your hand just flat like that?
I certainly will.
I'll place the cards here. Place your other hand on top, trapping the cards in between.
I will.
Fully and effectively, and I'll remove one card.
Okay.
If I removed your card, would that be impressive?
That would be very impressive.
No, it wouldn't. I got a joker. It's okay. It's okay. How about this? I can do better than that.
Okay.
If I could reach in between your hands and straighten one card up, so it's the opposite direction, and it was your card, the 7 of diamonds, would that be?
That'd be pretty good.
Okay, I can do better. How about this? Would I fool you if I were to put those cards back in new deck order and put the one card reversed?
Yeah, that'd be pretty good.
Okay.
I'm not going to say you're going to fool me. I won't say that yet.
Good. How about if I took the cards and put them in new deck order, reversed the one card, put them in the cardboard box, put the paper seal and wrapped them up in the plastic?
Oh, that would be a fine trick.
I just did it. Take a look. It's a brand new deck of cards. Because you're the closest, I want you to see. Is there a cut or slit in the top of the box?
There is not.
Cut or slit in the bottom of the box?
Yeah. Not that I can see.
How about the side?
Not that I can see.
The other side?
Not that I can see.
Top or back?
Nope.
It's a brand new deck of cards.
I believe so.
I'm going to pop this open. Inside, there is a paper seal. It says United States Playing Card Company.
Not Canadian.
Deja vu. Deja vu. Deja vu. Sometimes it takes 4. Look, I'm going to pop open the paper seal. Inside, a brand new deck of cards, never touched by human hands. Okay, yeah, that's perfect.
I remember
You've
it
seen
from
this
last
card.
time. Yeah.
I want to point something out. If you look at the deck, there isn't a premium card on the end. Do you know why?
Why is that?
They're in my pocket, remember? Get them out. There's a lot of them. There's the jokers and the premium card. All of them are in here. That means that this should be a new deck order deck. Take a look and see if they run ace through king. Oh, maybe you could turn this way so the camera can see.
Someone who was a professional in show business would have done that automatically.
Now, when you get to the diamonds, do you notice one card is reversed?
Between the 8 and the 6 of diamonds
would be where the 7 should be.
Exactly where my selected card should be.
And would you like me to remove it to make it easier for you? I'll just kind of pull it like that lightly and turn it around like that so you can see. It really does. Thanks, Johnny.
Okay, so I know you're not going to tell us how you did it, but that was unique. Does
It's a
anyone else
trick.
do that?
It's my job.
But then does anyone else? I know you can't share. But does anyone else do that particular technique?
No,
you
there
know?
was not the similar technique. The same effect was a gentleman by the name of George Schindler many years ago, now the Dean of American Magicians. He inspired me, but I came up with a completely different method.
And that will be the key, I guess, this evening to fool those guys. If it's a new
Sure.
method and they haven't seen it before and they can't put their finger on it, we'll get away with it. And by we, I mean you, of course, although I'd like some of the reflected glory.
That's awesome. I'll share.
And is that one of the most technically difficult ones in your routine to do?
It is, in fact, not the most technically difficult, but it's probably the most fun to present because most of it takes place in the spectator's hands. And
Yeah.
I think magic that takes place in somebody else's hands is so much more powerful
That's
than magic that takes place in our own.
That's what I tell my wife all the time.
That's right.
I'm learning some tricks at home. That's all it is. I think we have given you enough time.
Yeah,
Penn-
this is a really, really tough call for us. I think anybody has to know that at some point you had to do a deck switch. Unfortunately, there was a moment when we both saw it, when you were pulling the pen out.
Yes.
And we had all these discussions and meetings about this, which we've talked for hours with the producers about what would constitute fooling us. We said over and over again, if we actually saw a move, it would negate the whole thing. But all that having been said, and the feeling that we saw a move that we should not have seen, we have no idea how you got the call. And fair, I think right out of the deck,
That's incredible. Don't
I
do
should
that.
say
Don't take it out on me.
that you absolutely did, on the most important part of the trick, I think you did fool us.
Speaking as someone who just you've done
I have no idea how we got there. Son of a gun.
Can I ask you to make us one promise?
What's that?
Never tell them.
I will.
Never tell them. Sean Farquhar, ladies and gentlemen. Well, what a start. It's time for a break, but we'll be right back with more contenders and Penn and Teller themselves performing right here on this stage. Don't go away. Welcome back to Fool Us, where the best current magicians perform to try and win a spot in Vegas by fooling Penn and Teller. So let's meet our next contender.
Manuel Martinez.
My name is Manuel Martinez, and I originate from Cuba. I have a lovely little place in Guantanamo, overlooking the bay there. Oh, I love to visit all the local shops here in Margate. They have many unusual and unique things in the stores. In fact, oh look, there's me. I've been performing magic now for almost 25 years. Come to me, little bear. Performing in front of Penn and Teller is going to be a little frightening. To be honest, I'm going to be terrified because I've never done the trick before anyway. Come to me, it's a little dangerous. In fact, there's a lot of danger. I win! Not so much for me, but for the other people involved. Say hello to my little friend. Playing Vegas will be fantastic because I owe a lot of money to some very powerful people back in Cuba. So I really need this chance.
Please welcome Mr. Manuel Martinez.
Good evening, mi amigos, and welcome to my show. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't believe these words are going to come out of my mouth now. Would you please welcome my guest, Jonathan Ross.
Nice to meet you, sir. Hello, Jonathan.
I will also need quite a good-looking assistant. So, someone quite glamorous. Madam, do you see anyone suitable? Actually, you'll be fine. Will you please? What is your name, my love?
Sarah.
Is Sarah. Give Sarah a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. I have here, ladies and gentlemen, one solid wooden board, okay, which I'm going to give to you, Jonathan, to have a look at, and you can feel free to give it a thumb. It's fine.
It's definitely solid.
Definitely solid. Okay, you can actually hang the rope over your neck, Jonathan.
Okay.
Now, Sarah, have you ever thrown a knife before? You look a little worried there.
I am a little worried, yes.
No, there's no knives, ladies and gentlemen, but what there is one industrial strength staple gun. I have here this balloon, okay? I want you just to hold the balloon, okay, between your two hands like this, top and bottom, nice and tight, okay? That's perfect, okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, I want you now to imagine that this latex skin of the balloon is much like your own fragile skin. Now, of course, we need further proof, okay? And that is where Jonathan Ross will come in.
You know what? I don't need any more proof. I'm fine.
Jonathan Ross, I need you to hold your hand up in front of you like this, okay? Now, ladies and gentlemen, another statistic about the gun is that when I push the trigger, the staple coming out is flying out at over just 10 meters per second, okay? And
Hold on. If you're going to do it, I want to use that because that's my business head. Let's use this. You're going to fire that at me. I'd rather... Because I might be needing that. You hit me with a staple.
I did. Up here, ladies and gentlemen, I brought especially some special promotional coasters. I'm going to actually staple these to the wooden board so that you can see the staples. And Jonathan, if you watch down, you will see the staples, okay?
Yes.
Coming out, okay? They're generally going in.
Yeah,
I'll put another one here. So you can see without any doubt, and you should be able to feel the staples.
I certainly felt that. It was not entirely unpleasant.
Sarah, I would like you to have a go as well, so please take the gun from me here, okay? We have another one of these beer mats. Just come and stand over here so the audience can see.
So I don't know if I said this, you have a very kind face.
Just, of course, mind my fingers. Now things are going to get a little more interesting. Sarah, would you join me, please, over here? I want you to stand behind this plinth here with the green cloth. Because, ladies and gentlemen, 4 more industrial strength staple guns, okay? Now, these staple guns are identical to the one that Sarah is holding in her hand. The only difference is, ladies and gentlemen, that these staple guns are empty. They are not loaded with staples and therefore are completely safe. I want you to take the guns out of the slots and put them in different random slots to really mix them up. And you are going to do this while I'm blindfolded. I have a special blindfold here, ladies and gentlemen, that I keep in the boot of my car. In case you're just tuning in now, this is not a remake of The Elephant Man. It is me, Manuel Martinez. Okay, Sarah, we will begin to mix up the guns now. And when you're happy with that, you can give it a spin. Oh, you're still here? Okay. So, are you confident now that the guns are mixed up?
Yeah.
You genuinely don't know which one is loaded now, okay? Perfect. Because now, we're going to play a game. You know it by the name of Russian roulette. Cuban style. Okay. So, you're happy that these are all mixed up, okay?
Yeah.
You can't possibly know which one is real, which one is loaded. Okay, that's perfect. Reach out with your left hand and just pick up one of the guns. You're happy with this one? Okay. I'd like you to put this down on the plinth here. Keep it in full view of the audience. Just stand it up so everyone can still see it. Perfect. If Sarah chose correctly, ladies and gentlemen, there is nothing to worry about, okay? Because I'm going to take each one of these 4 guns to the left now and fire them into various parts of my body. Sarah, if you please, choose one of the first guns there. Okay, perfect. This one, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to take and fire into my hand.
Well, I know that's not pleasant, so knock yourself out.
Here we go. Ah! It's completely safe, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing there. One down. Okay, 3 left. Hand me another one, Sarah. Hand me another one. Not that one. Not that. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. This one, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to take and fire into my face. Now, kids, if you're out there, please don't try this until you get home, okay? No, if you do it here, I'm going to get in a lot of trouble, okay? Ah! It's completely safe, ladies and gentlemen. 2 down. Okay, Sarah, hand me another one, hand me another one, hand me another one. That's perfect. Okay, we're going to take this one, ladies and gentlemen, and this looks far more dangerous. Okay, I'm going to fire this one into my throat. It's fine. It's empty. Nothing there. Only 2 guns remain. The gun that you chose at the beginning and the one left in the turntable. Are you happy with your decision that you made? I want you to be confident because this next gun we're going to take and fire into the face of Jonathan Ross. I'm just kidding, Jonathan Ross. I'm not going to fire into the face, okay? But I would like you, Sarah, to hand this gun to Jonathan Ross because I do want Jonathan Ross to fire it. So if you just take it from the turntable, bring it over to Jonathan Ross, just hand him the gun, okay? And Jonathan Ross is going to fire this last gun, ladies and gentlemen, into another one of our special promotional beer map coasters, except this time it's going to be against my head. What's the worst that can happen?
We'll have a walking billboard for the programme. That's not going to be a better... Okay, so push it against and do that.
Right against the head.
Touch it.
Right against it.
Okay.
Anywhere you like.
Quite hard?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ah! She chose right! Ladies and gentlemen, I know you want to see it. Does the gun contain staples? We're going to take that last one. We're going to prove. Jonathan, if you just stand right there, we're going to just... There's another one, ladies and gentlemen. And of course...
Oh, yeah.
You may remember him from earlier. Say hello to my little friend. We're going to put him on as well. Okay. No. Before we go any further, would you take the gun? And Jonathan, would you just step around to Sarah's right-hand side? I'm just going to pull the chamber. This is the chamber where the staples are contained. Jonathan, will you confirm, are there indeed staples inside?
There are staples inside.
I'm going to ask you to tip them onto the hand. Ladies and gentlemen, there they are.
Oh, yeah. Nice job. Manuel Martinez, ladies and gentlemen. That is beautiful assist from Sarah. Thank you, Sarah. Nice job. Well, that was very impressive and a tiny bit painful early on. Come and stand up front here. We'll let Penn and Teller talk about this here. How close do you think you are going to get to fooling them? Do you think you're going to go all the way? Do you think you'll wind up in Vegas? Or do you think they'll know how to do it?
Well, these guys are pretty smart. So
One of them is. You know that. You ever been to Vegas before? You ever performed there?
I've never been to Las Vegas.
Okay, so this will be a big thing for you.
This will be a big thing for me. Yeah, this could be life-changing.
Penn, Teller, I don't know who wants to speak first. How did he do it? Did he fool you?
One way you could have done it is things that look identical can have a hero tag. You could have spotted that stapler, moved it to the left, had her use her left hand, gambled that she was going to reach for that, and then done another out adjusting it if she didn't, but you got lucky. That could be the way she was most likely to reach it. However, that's not the way you did it. The smart guy has it so that when that thing spins, none of those staplers will fire. In which case, you need to have some way to have that be a prover. Pulling out the staples at the end, you could have all of them with that, and it wouldn't change the firing. So the question is, how do you get the card to staple onto the board? And we believe that the card that you stapled on afterward was actually not stapled, but stuck to the board with an adhesive or in some sort of other way. And on top of that, your accent is phony. Your accent is phony. You did not even fool us with your accent.
Oh, you're good. I wouldn't say they nailed it, but they stapled you right to the window, didn't they?
They did, yeah. Yeah, I'm actually from Margate. My name's Gary.
You know what? You didn't fool Penn, I'll tell you. You didn't fool with the accent either. You fooled me with the accent initially and the act. I think you fooled everyone. We had a great show, didn't we? It was really good, wasn't it? We've got some other great performers, though, for you, so don't go away. We'll see you after the break. Okay, it's time now to meet our next contender, ladies and gentlemen.
Chris Dugdale.
Hi, I'm Chris Dugdale. My magic has taken me around the world many times, including performances for Her Majesty the Queen. The Queen just looked at me at one point and just said, "It's impossible." I develop my ideas and then take them to my director, Tony.
It's great because Chris has got such an enthusiastic presence, and that's so important for any performer, really.
I'll pay you later.
Right, thank you.
This idea is absolutely original. As far as we know, nobody has ever done it before in the world. I strongly believe that deep down, every magician loves to be fooled, and I'm sure it's the same with Penn and Teller.
Please welcome from backstage, Mr. Chris Dugdale.
Thanks, Jonathan. It's great to be with you, or should I say almost with you. I'm talking to you from the backstage area because tonight we're trying to present a brand new way of doing magic. In other words, you guys, you can see me, but I cannot see you. In front of you, there's a bowl of numbers. I need you to check them out, make sure that each and every number is different.
Oh, that's going to take a while.
Now, Penn, when I clap my hands, I'd like you to dive into the bowl and grab any number you like and announce it to the studio audience this evening.
Okay.
Here we go.
I got one. 408.
Under every single one of your seats tonight, you'll find an envelope. Please lean forward, grab your envelope, and rip it open. Inside, every single one of you has a different number. Please check your numbers right now. Now, whoever has the chosen number, I need you to join me on stage right now. And as you're coming up, I need you to grab a second volunteer. Somebody you don't know, somebody you've never met before. It can be anyone at all. Grab that person, and both of you join me on stage immediately. You'll be greeted by my stage director, Tony Middleton, who will guide you through the routine tonight.
Thanks, Chris. Hi, your name is Neil. Pleased to meet you, Neil. Hi.
Hello.
Your name is?
Leroy.
Pleased to meet you as well. Thank you very much indeed for helping. Chris, back to you.
Thanks, Tony. Now, tonight we've got some travel brochures for you to have a look at. Take a good close look at them, make sure they're all different, make sure the prices are all different. When you're finished, I need one of you to take a seat, and I need my other volunteer to go over to the board. Tonight, I'm planning to go on a holiday of a lifetime, but I need you volunteers to help me decide how much it's going to cost and where on earth I'm going. I need a cost for a flight upgrade, a car rental, a hotel, and some time in the spa. And whilst you're doing that, we need to find out where on earth you're sending me. Now, on the back of everyone's number card in the studio audience tonight, you'll find that each and every one of you has a different destination. Studio audience, will you please hold up your number cards, turn them round, and show us that you have a different destination, every single one of you. So would my volunteer at the board take out your number card and look at the destination on the back and write it up clearly on the board. Let me explain something really bizarre. Tonight, under my jacket, I'm wearing a T-shirt. On the T-shirt is printed one word and one word only. Now, bearing in mind that I can't see anything that's going on in the studio tonight, if I could guess the continent of the destination, then that would be pretty good. You give me some credit.
Sure.
If I could guess exactly, then that would be marvellous. But if the one word on my t-shirt matched the chosen destination precisely, well then we'd raise the roof. Because tonight, I had a funny feeling that you would send me to Malaysia. Okay, so now we've got to determine how much my trip to Malaysia is going to cost. Tony, has my volunteer finished making all the decisions with the brochures?
Yes, they have, Chris.
Okay, so Tony, will you please take the costs over to the volunteer at the board? Now, you at the board, will you take the variety of costs chosen by my other volunteer and fill in the board? And as you're doing so, will you add them up? And in the meantime, can I ask Jonathan Ross to come centre stage? Now, before the show tonight, I gave Jonathan a prediction.
Yes.
He's been watching it like a hawk. But before you do anything with that prediction, Jonathan, I need to ask the volunteer at the board to clearly announce the total cost tonight.
$1,475.
Now, Jonathan Ross, will you kindly open the prediction and announce it to the studio audience this evening?
So this is, and by the way, he gave me this before the show. I haven't looked in it. We haven't spoken at all. I've got no idea. I thought there might be a bribe. I was tempted, but no, I haven't opened it. I haven't looked inside, so this is the first time I see it. Wow. You never know. $1,475.
Thank you very, very much indeed. Please give my two volunteers on stage a warm round of applause as they make their way back to their seats in the audience tonight. And Penn and Teller, don't ask yourselves if you're fooled at the end. Ask yourselves honestly if you're fooled before, during, or after.
Certainly unexpected. I thought Leroy was getting nervous because I saw sweat appear on the back of his head. So I don't know how he did that. That's most of... Well, I'm talking about Leroy as if he's a different person. Which is a horrible thought.
Split
Poor
personality.
Leroy. You were there the whole time then?
Yeah, I've been there the whole time. It's sweaty. It's really hot.
Fucking heavy. It was so sweaty it was coming through the rubber mask. Can I just ask, do you ever wear that get-up just to give your partner a treat at home? OK, gentlemen, I think we've had enough time. We've given you plenty of space to deliberate. What do you think?
I don't think there's anything more powerful in magic than a human being turning into another human being.
Thank you.
I remember when you watch Mission Impossible and they do that peel in the face-off thing, that is done with huge amounts of movie magic, and to see that done live is astonishing. Is there anybody in the room that said it was Chris when Leroy walked on stage? Unfortunately, one of the people who said that and said it aloud to me was Teller when you walked onto the stage. Once you knew that, whatever you wrote on there was not that hard to do because all you had to do was have Malaysia on your card, and that was done.
So they rumbled you in the...
But we haven't also solved this question here. What we're figuring is that none of the numbers in here is actually under any of these seats, except for the 408, which you had. So if someone has the number 177 or the 181, we do not know how you got yourself on stage.
Okay, well, this is exciting. Will you check your numbers again, please?
Who has the number 177?
Or 181?
375.
Chris, can I check? Let's not go through all the numbers.
185.
Can I check with you? Has he got
52.
that part right?
That part you got right.
Overall, I think it's fair to say you kind of nailed it.
That is a trick that we would perform in our show and be very, very proud to perform. Just beautiful.
Thank you very much.
Chris down, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
Okay, it's time now to meet our next contender, ladies and gentlemen.
Martin Daniels.
I think my dad was probably an influence on me. My first major national television appearance was actually with my dad. A lot of people try to compare the styles between myself and my dad, and I always say that the difference is that my dad is a magician that does comedy, and I'm a comedian that does magic. I've always carried on doing magic. Magic's always been a part of my life. Many, many years ago, I did a theatre tour with my dad, I used to do this particular illusion to close the show with because it was his favourite illusion. It's going to be quite good to come back on television and do an illusion on this scale.
Please welcome a trick off the old block. It's Martin Daniels. Good luck, Martin.
Thank you very much. Now, the trick I'm about to perform is not just for you guys here or for you two either. I'm doing this for my dad because the trick you're about to see is his favourite illusion. And I'm pleased to say that he's in the audience tonight with his wife, Debbie McGee. To me, it's Dad. It's Paul Daniels.
Great. Paul and Martin Daniels, they're fabulous stuff. That was wonderful.
Oh, just fabulous.
Don't these guys do a good job? Great job.
Paul, thank you for joining us. Martin, great work. Thank you, John. Great work indeed. And that was just what a beautiful piece of theatre as well.
Just great.
The poetry of magic right there, theatre, darling. Guys, should we go through the full process, or was it more kind of like a...
Oh, no, I just want to surprise the guys, that was all. Not to fool you. I know you know it works.
It's a lovely piece of magic. And you know what? I'm sure you know of Paul Daniels. We all know Paul Daniels. But I suspect, I'm safe in saying, this man did more to encourage magic in this country and more to get young people... Don't go away. Get more young people into that one there. It's like cup and balls. Will you be pleased? I don't know. But he did more for magic in this country than any other individual of our generation. Mr. Paul Daniels, ladies and gentlemen. The great Paul Daniels. We're going to take another break, but coming up, Penn and Teller will be performing a trick right here. So good, it will have you running to your opticians for an urgent eye test. Don't go away. Welcome back to Fool Us. So far, tonight, we have seen some tremendous acts, and one person is going to Vegas. That's incredible, isn't it? They may have been working together for over 35 years, but they've never stopped inventing new tricks, new acts, and now we're going to see their very latest. Will you please show your appreciation for the magnificent Penn and Teller?
As Jonathan said, this is a brand new trick for us. We've never done it over here. We've also never done it anywhere on television. It's an escape trick. We haven't done an escape act in years. It's also a stupid trick. It's really stupid, but there's one moment in it that's kind of boss. And we do the whole trick just for that one moment. And I'm going to pick somebody from the audience here. Let's see who we got. How about you, sir, with the tats? You're right up here. What's your name, please?
Steve.
Come up here, would you please, Steve? And just walk up here on stage. Now, when you're brought on stage for an escape act, it often turns into this kind of macho competition thing. Because usually when you're brought on stage for an escape act, you're essentially, Steve, you're like tying a guy up, you know, like put rope on him or straitjacket or handcuffs or leg irons, and there's telephone booths in Niagara Falls and helicopter. We're not doing any of that, Steve. What Teller's gonna do is he's gonna escape from this trash bag. That's the whole trick, an escape from a trash bag. Something that you could do. And we're also gonna fill the bag with helium, which makes the trick even stupider. Because helium is a deadly gas. It displaces oxygen. The amount of time you can stay in a helium environment is only the amount of time you can hold your breath. It's a deadly gas. But it's also a fun and happy gas. When you think about helium, you don't think about it being deadly. You think about it blowing up balloons for children's birthday parties. So it's really stupid to do a dangerous trick that looks happy and fun. We're gonna fill this bag with helium, and Teller will escape from the trash bag without letting the helium out. Steve, just cinch this shut, would you please? When you get it shut, just let go for a second. I'm just gonna give this a tie. And then, if you would please, Steve, bring your hand in here, right in here, left hand, right up close so the gas doesn't get out very much. And then you also be very careful of your rings and your watch, because you don't want to puncture the bag or you ruin the whole trick. We're gonna start filling this up. Now, any of you could get out of this trash bag, and that's another thing that makes it stupid. We're filling it up there. Be real careful of that watch there, Steve. Filling it up here. I just want to check. You want to check on Teller, make sure he's doing okay in there. You okay in there, Teller?
Yes, I am, Penn.
Well, you've heard Teller speak on stage. Fill this up a little more. Now just keep holding. I know you're bending over. Try not to hit it with your watch there, and then let go for a second. Let me just get another time. Now you're going to hold it a little bit differently. Take your left hand, hold it near the end. Don't let go. Okay. Hold that tight. Keep it right there. Don't let go. Like I said, it's a really stupid trick, but there's one moment in it that's really boss. We do it for this just one moment. 1, 2, 3. And that's the moment right there where the audience sees that you're out of the bag and the helium is still in it. That's right there. Thank you so much, Steve. Watch the step there. That's Steve right there. That's Steve. And that's a brand new trick. That's one of the noble gases. That's helium right up there. Helium.
Penn and Teller, ladies and gentlemen. Fabulous. Thank you, Jonathan. Fabulous. What an ending.
You should have done it with hydrogen. It should be hydrogen. Oh, the humanity.
Join us next time as we try to fool them here on Fool Us. Good night, everybody. Thanks for watching.